And I think Nick Saban and that defense is going to figure out a few ways to slow down Trevor Lawrence, shut down ETN a little bit, and make Trevor throw the ball. And I think Alabama gets maybe a pick or two on Trevor Lawrence. And in the end, I do have Alabama beating Clemson 38-33. Yeah, not my brightest prediction. How about them Tigers? Yes, sir, I'm changing it up. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, Trent Davis, and welcome to another episode of the Sports Craze. And this episode is going to be short, simple, and to the point. My reaction and review of the CFP National Championship game against Clemson and Alabama. And yes, they're in that order now because Clemson put a whooping on the Tide. And it was hard to believe. It was really hard to believe. I enjoyed every second of the game. I'm sure Alabama fans do not feel the same way. I'm sure they want to forget about that game because they got dominated in every aspect of the football game, as Clemson won 44-16, a dominant performance by Dabo Swinney and the Clemson Tigers. Congratulations to Clemson for winning their second national championship in 3 years and their third championship overall in school history. Now, before I get into any of this, please everybody subscribe to this channel. If you like this content, tell your friends, tell your family to subscribe to the channel as well, and I'll give you more good videos if you think these videos are good, like this one here. Anyway, like I said, Clemson dominates Alabama 44-16 in the national championship game. Trevor Lawrence did not look like a freshman at all. He was 20 of 32, 347 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Incredible. And another standout freshman was Clemson's wide receiver Justin Ross, who was actually from Alabama, and everybody thought he would go to Alabama. If you're in Alabama and you're a top recruit, you're going to Alabama. But Justin Ross said, nope, I'm going to Clemson because of the family atmosphere, and he showed off against his home state school, catching 6 balls for 153 yards and 1 touchdown, and including that incredible one-handed snag on the sideline. That was the best catch I've ever seen in a national championship game, or any championship game, to be honest with you. That was an amazing catch. And both of these guys are true freshmen guys, and I'm a Clemson fan, so I get to enjoy them for at least 2 more years. I don't think it'll be 3. I think both those guys will be heading to the NFL after their junior year. Hopefully that'll be after 2 more national championships for Clemson, but we won't get into that today. Another big player in this game was Isaiah Simmons for Clemson, the defensive linebacker. He had 9 tackles and 1 TFL. He led the team in tackles with 9. And A.J. Terrell had 8 tackles, was second behind Simmons in tackles, and he had that huge pick 6 to start the game off, start the scoring off for Clemson. So Clemson, just as a whole, it felt like they wanted this game more than Alabama. Now, even though Alabama did not have a good game at all, Tua Tagovailoa actually played pretty good in this game. If you look at his numbers, 22 or 34, 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 INTs. The thing I've been getting about Tua Tagovailoa lately is, against pretty good defenses, he's not as good. His receivers can't break open like they usually can against subpar competition. Some of that might be true, but still Tua did throw the ball really well. I mean, after that pick 6, he threw a bomb to Jerry Jeudy on a fake post route and go. And it fooled Tanner Muse and the Clemson defense. He threw a perfect ball and it was a touchdown, and right there it was 7-7 right there, right after that. So Tua did show me some poise in this game, but he got rocked and he missed some reads, especially on that Isaiah Simmons, A.J. Terrell, Trayvon Mullen sack. He had his running back, I think it was Najee Harris, wide open from that blitz where Clemson brought it off the side. Tua never realized it, and he just hung in that pocket looking to the right and freaking Trayvon Mullen went in on him. Just a few bad reads, and like that other interception to Trayvon Mullen. He misread the coverage, and he just threw it, was hoping, I think it was Smith, he was throwing it at Smith, and he was hoping Smith would get, but it was triple coverage. Like, that was not a good read by Tua. So Tua did not have his best game, did not play very well, but he was one of the best Alabama players on the team. Here's an interesting thing. Damian Harris and Najee Harris both averaged over 5 yards a carry in this game, but they only had 11 rushes apiece. That is a key stat because you would think how well Alabama was running the ball, they would continue to do so. But the problem was the Alabama defense was getting carved up. There's no if, and, or buts about it. Trevor Lawrence was dicing, picing, and licing, whatever you want to say. Okay, he was doing it. He was getting in. And Nick Saban and the Alabama defense could not do anything with him. And that made Nick Saban kind of press and try to throw the ball more and try to get more big plays. And Clemson's defense, with Brent Venables, was able to adjust more to Tua's game and how they're going to play. And it worked for Clemson. Alabama didn't score after the second quarter. Not once in this game. They had 4 red zone opportunities. After that, did not score a single point. So give a huge thumbs up to Brent Venables and the Clemson defense, because they did an amazing job shutting down Tua in the passing game. And once Alabama got so far behind, they just started chucking it and hoping. I mean, that's really what it came down to, and Clemson did a great job of defending that. And then Jerry Jeudy did have a pretty solid game. He had that big touchdown pass. He had 5 receptions for 39 yards and that touchdown. But other than that, Irv Smith, I think is his name, for the tight end for Alabama. He actually was used pretty early in the game, but after about the second quarter, they hardly ever threw it to him. And Clemson did a good job of trying to contain him, because many people thought Irv Smith would be a problem for Clemson's secondary. He was early on, but after that, Clemson did a good job of shutting Irv Smith down. And for the defense for Alabama, Xavier McKinney, he led the Tide in 7 tackles, mainly because it was a lot of balls that Trevor Lawrence threw to wide receivers, and McKinney had to go over and tackle them. So, you know, it wasn't a great thing that McKinney led the team in tackles, because that usually means it was a good 10-15 yard pass and McKinney had to make the tackle or something. My overview for this game was, like I said, Clemson just wanted it more, and Nick Saban, you could kind of see a dent in all those assistant coaches that have left Nick Saban over the past few years. It finally caught back up to Nick Saban in Alabama. It just did. There's only so much Nick Saban can do. He's not God. As much as people think he's the greatest football coach of all time, which he might be, eventually all that, those replacing of coaches and stuff on your staff, eventually it catches up with you. And I think in this game, that was the point. That was what happened. Nick Saban just could not adjust to Clemson's offense, could not slow down Trevor Lawrence. And of course, their defense is not what it has been in the past. They're very young in secondary, and you could definitely see that throughout the game. So my overview for this is Clemson wanted it more. Nick Saban couldn't really react to slowing down Trevor Lawrence in the Clemson offense. And Nick Saban panicked, let's be honest with you. I mean, that 4th and 6 field goal attempt, a 5-year-old named Jim who was in the stadium knew it was going to be a fake. And they still ran the play, and Clemson just destroyed it, blew it up. So, and then the 4th down and goal for Alabama, I think it was before the 3rd quarter or something. They tried to run Tua on a quarterback power to the left on the short side of the field against that Clemson. I didn't get that call either. If you're going to do it, go for it on 4th down. Throw the ball. Make Clemson's secondary make a play in the end zone. Don't run it against that defensive line to the left, short side of the field, where Clemson can easily attack. I mean, that just, I don't know. Some questionable calls by Nick Saban on offense and defense that had Alabama fans and even Clemson fans scratching their heads on why in the heck they even ran that play. But overview, Clemson wins the 2019 College Football Playoff National Championship. I got that right in the preseason. I predicted Clemson to win the national championship game. It was not against Alabama. It was against Georgia. But anyways, I still got the champion right. So y'all can give me some superlatives if y'all want to. If you don't, that's okay. Because probably a lot of people pick Clemson to win the national championship this year. But anyways, I hope you like my review of this game. Let me know down in the comments what you want me to go over in the off-season of college football. Do you want me to get into college basketball, NFL playoffs, NASCAR's coming up in about a month. I can start talking about NASCAR if you want me to. Just let me know what you want me to talk about, and I'll do the best I can to get the videos out to y'all. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as always, and yeah, that's about it. For Trent Davis, this is the Sports Craze, and I'll see y'all next time.